Hi, I'm Andrea Robinson, a Master Sommelier and Chef and the host of Daily Tastings on AndreaWine.com. And I'm going to show you how to do some fantastic wine and food pairings that let you bring the Napa Valley lifestyle right to your kitchen. And whether it's through my books, my TV shows, or the events I do around the country, I'll always show you it doesn't have to be expensive to be good, but when you do want to splurge, I'll show you how to make the most of it. And it's always quick and easy. There's a lot of big games this time of year, so I'm going to show you how to bring everybody's favorite sports tradition, the tailgate, from the outside in. And all these dishes are going to go great, of course, with beer. But here in wine country, we like to take our suds another way, as sparkling wine. So my dishes, starting with my nachos and ending with sweets, are going to go great with sparkling wine as well. So whether he wants beer and she wants bubbles, everybody's going to be happy. So I'm going to show you some great recipes to take you through the whole game. At the beginning for kickoff, it's going to start with nachos. Then for the halftime show, a big showstopper brisket. And at the end, of course, a little sweets to hopefully celebrate victory. So to kick the whole thing off, I'm going to start with some nachos. And of course, you can go to your local Mexican restaurant. Ours is great here in town. I'm sure you have a great one too. But here in wine country, I like to make wine country nachos. So I'm going to show you how to make some that will go great with both beer and bubbly wine. So instead of the typical ground beef, my nachos have chicken apple sausage. Just buy these in the supermarket. They're delicious. One thing you learn when it comes to wine country cooking is that every time you have a little caramelization, you get great flavor that goes great with wine. I usually get my sausage not fully cooked, so if you do that, you have to take it out of the casing and cook it in the pan. In this case, these are fully cooked, so I'm just going to saute them just to brown them up a little bit. Medium high with a little bit of olive oil. You don't want your sausage to be as big and macho as your nacho, so cut them up. And the more surface area you have, the more browning you get. I've got them nice and diced. I got smoke on my pan, so let's put them in. Just gonna brown them up real quick. Browning equals flavor. And I got paper towel here, dump them out, drain them a little bit. Remember, you're watching this game, not playing it. Drain off that oil. But I've got some great flavor in the pan. I'm not gonna let it get away. So I'm gonna deglaze with a little beer to get that flavor out. You could also use water or stock. You could even use sparkling wine. I got a great little beer deglaze. Now I'm gonna add some goat cheese. Remember, these are wine country nachos, so we're not using the yellow stuff. You can add as much as you want. That looks about right for me. Goat cheese is a great cheese to pair with wine. I'll tell you why. It's got great acidity, so does the wine. And stir it up to melt. Makes a nice creamy, thick sauce. You're gonna add some black beans to this, so if your sauce is a little too thick at this point, you can add a little more cheese or a little more water or beer to thin it out, get the right consistency. That's perfect. Now, black beans from a can, drain them, add them to the pan. Now you can use any kind of tortilla chip you like, and I like to put them on a flat pan so the sauce can go over all the chips. And then sprinkle on your sausage. And last but not least, the final crowning touch that makes them so perfect for wine and wine country, a little bit of fresh thyme just stripped off of the stems. Suds, bubbles, either way you go, you're gonna have a great pairing with nachos. Wonder what everybody else is gonna eat. So we kicked off the big game with nachos. Now I'm going to show you how to make that showstopper main event for halftime. Now, of course, you can go out to your local barbecue joint and just bring in takeout. We've got a great one here in wine country, Buster's. I love it. But if you want to make your own, the best way to do it is to make a brisket. It's a simple cut of meat that takes almost no prep. Here's what we do. A whole huge mess of chopped parsley and a bunch of garlic. Barbecue always goes with beer, but if you want it to go with wine, these are my tricks. First, we're gonna use smoke because smoke and wine always go great together. It's smoking. And then this paste of parsley and garlic, perfect. That's what they do in Tuscany, a great wine region. So you got your chopped garlic, your parsley, everything in a bowl. Gonna add a bunch of olive oil. 6 cloves of garlic, but beer can tame that garlic and so can bubbles. Mix them all around and slather them on that bad boy. Both sides. And of course, salt and pepper. This is a secret to barbecue indoors. It's a stovetop smoker. Add your wood chips, drip pan and rack. I spray them with nonstick spray so the cleanup's easier. In goes the meat. Fat side up so that it'll protect the meat while it cooks. Perfect. Now, the lid slides on to make a nice tight seal. Leave an inch opening, put it on medium high. And then when you see a wisp of smoke, close it up and let it cook. So that's it. Close it up. Since we're gonna smoke this for 30 minutes on the stovetop, you do need a good hood. Now into the oven, 350, another hour and a half. It's ready and just in time for halftime. Nice. With this rig, you do not need a barbecue pit in your backyard at all. Look at that. Smoky, flavorful, juicy. And then I just toast up the buns right inside my panini press. You can use your toaster. Slice off the meat. Oh. So there you have it. Your beef to bun ratio is up to you. This one's for my husband, John, so lots of beef. Maybe I should give it a try, though, to make sure it goes with the bubbles. We know it goes with the beer. Man. Wine Country brisket goes with bubbles of any kind, brew or sparkling wine. In terms of what bubbly, check out my wine buying guide in bookstores or go to my website at andreawine.com and click on Buying Guide for my top 10 wines. It's also available in a new iPhone app. Now at the end of the game, if your team won, you'll want to celebrate sweet victory. And if they lost and didn't play well, then you're going to get your just desserts. That's chocolate and raspberries. They both go great with bubbly and beer, especially a nice dark beer like a stout. So just take some really dark chocolate, go for 80% cacao or more, and just grate it over the top of your raspberries. Nice. Wine Country nachos, smoky brisket, chocolate and raspberries. Indoor tailgating. We'll see you next time on The Wine Kitchen.